Rack, you've got us. We're interested. We're on the line. You're on the line. Rack, you're on the line with Jimmy and Forrest. Go ahead.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, first-time caller. Love this show. I've tried to call in a couple of times but haven't got through, but I'm just really happy.
Great, here you are.
So are you interested in my little comment down there? I went to India when I was 13 years old with my dad and mum, and we travelled around there. He was researching history for books that he writes. He got interested in this story that Jesus didn't die on the cross, that Jesus actually made his way over to India in search of the missing tribe of Israel. So my dad's tracked down another researcher who was interested in this. He was a professor at the Srinagar University in Kashmir, Professor Hasnain, who encouraged my dad to follow this, and we ended up going to a place nearby Srinagar called Razabal, where there is a tomb of Jesus Christ. We visited this tomb. It was quite surreal. And then because we were so interested and my dad was asking, I guess, pertinent questions to the caretaker, and he said, I don't really know as much as this other guy. Come and see this other fella. And we went up the road and round the corner, and then we were introduced to this guy as Jesus's grandson. After a few more questions, we figured out it's probably about a few more greats in there. But yeah, truly amazing. And this guy, he did not want anybody to know, basically. He didn't want us to talk to his neighbours or his other people. His group in that little town were all known as Bani Israel, which means children of Israel in Kashmiri.
Just to be clear, sorry, just before I just want to be very clear. The summary of this story is you went to India and you met a guy who claimed to be Jesus's grandson, despite the fact that it's been 2,000 years and that wouldn't make any sense. Did you test this in any way? Did you do DNA? Did you do any kind of like lineage or genealogy verification? Or did you just, is the entire story, I met a man who said he was related to Jesus?
Right.
Period.
And I want to put a bow on the question of that. That's a claim many people have made. So how did you verify this claim versus the claim of anybody else?
I was unable to get any blood off the guy or anything like that. And even if we did get blood off the guy, I don't know if we got blood off Jesus that we could cross-check.
Correct, because we actually don't. We haven't met a burden of proof on the existence of the physical man Jesus in the first place. People would love if that was the case, even though it wouldn't actually prove anything. But no, the question is, you are describing yourself as meeting a descendant of Jesus. I don't think you've so far as described yourself as meeting a person who claims, but it seems like you're suggesting implicitly, as one does, I guess, when suggesting that you are implying that you accept the claim.
Yes, I accept the claim.
Okay.
Why?
Why?
There was, well, to start off with, there was a lot of research done by my dad. He's passed away, so we can't talk to him, sadly. But the very curious things about the tomb of Jesus, according to the family that we met and according to the caretaker of the tomb, there's actually two saints, they call them, two saints, a Muslim saint and a Jewish saint, which is Jesus, and they are buried together in the same place, but one is buried, the Muslim guy is buried with his right side. Sorry, go ahead.
You met two people who made claims then.
Right. Where have you gotten to the part of
related to Jesus?
No,
you met one person who says that they were Jesus, and the one claim is that somebody said they're related to Jesus, and now you met some other person who said that Jesus and some motherfucker are buried over here. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, that's where we started. We went to the tomb first.
Let's skip where we start. Go to the end where the proof is. Because if I take you to a grave of my great-grandfather and I tell you he's Jesus and you DNA both of us, you'll confirm he's my great-grandfather. You won't have confirmed that he is Jesus or that I am Jesus's descendant. So let's skip over the start of it. We don't need the long narrative. Yep. Where did the proof that you have access to a descendant of Jesus that is sufficient for the acceptance of the claim? Is it a faith-based one, or did you get physical proof? Are you just trusting because you feel like it's true, or do you actually have a good reason to believe it's true?
Well, it's actually a story because we can't get any evidence from from bodies or anything like that.
Jesus. I'm sorry. You just started talking, and I have to interrupt you again. We can't get any bodies or DNA or anything off of Julius Caesar either, but we have reasons to believe the dude existed, right? So what can you just get to
when you're talking about trying
to?
Sorry.
How do you know this person was actually the descendant of Jesus? Let's just start there. What is the thing? I know there may be many things. What is the best reason to believe that the person you met was actually the descendant of Jesus?
One thing, he spoke to my dad for about half an hour before he would admit to it. He has been approached by cranks in the past, and he didn't want us to talk to anybody about it because they actually looked down upon for being converts to Islam and being descended from a Jew.
Wait, so Rack, you just explained why it actually makes sense he would wait for 30 minutes that has nothing to do with, I'm not saying he doesn't believe it, or if he does believe it and is lying, that he wouldn't conceal it because it would cause problems for him somewhere. You've just explained. It's like Joseph Smith also kept in certain areas, in certain places, kept his identity to himself as well because he was worried about the consequences. But the greater grift that he was running, or the greater appeal to this self-aggrandizing position, if he does genuinely believe it, those things he would want to remain unchallenged. So you haven't, again, given us a good reason. At best, Rec, you might have given an okay reason to start to suspect that the guy believes he is the descendant of Jesus. And I wouldn't actually say you've gotten to there and warrant, but I wouldn't blame some people for feeling that that is warranted. But if you want to say that you accept he believes he's the descendant of Jesus, but go no further than that, fine. But you're here saying, I believe, that you accept he is in fact the descendant of Jesus.
Yep.
So can we get to why you accept more than just that he believes it and why you accept his belief?
It's just, there's some more things in the term that were really weird, and the caretaker couldn't clearly explain to us why, for example, there was a carving of feet, which is actually a Buddhist thing. In Buddhist temples, they often have Buddha
just a second, Rack.
by...
Arden, if you'll put Forrest up solo, I need to pee and get a drink of water, and I don't think I'm necessary, honestly, so I'll be back.
I just want to throw out, when I was, Rack, when I was in junior high, this is true. When I was in junior high school, there was a group of kids who believed that they were vampires. And they were very quick to concede. They didn't want to tell anybody about it because they knew they would be castigated and they would be made fun of for it. But they would hang out behind the school and put a drop of their blood in a bottle of fucking Gatorade and drink it because they were all vampires and all this shit. And there was a whole group of them that did this. Were they really vampires because they concealed it? Were they really vampires because people couldn't explain some of their strange behaviors? Were they really vampires if I found some sort of a carving of something in their house? or would I need a really, 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 really good reason to believe that they were vampires, and so I don't, right? Like, you're telling me
Yep.
you met a guy
Yep.
who said something crazy. I've had people call into this show claiming that they were
Well,
prophets. I've had people
how
call into this show
crazy?
claiming that
Sorry.
they met Jesus. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. How crazy is it that a guy traveled from Israel to India?
Not crazy at all.
It's not crazy. And how crazy would it be for that guy to have kids?
Not crazy at all.
Yeah. To me, it actually sounds more plausible that this guy went to India rather than he died on a cross and then was resurrected.
No, that certainly sounds more reasonable if indeed there was a guy named Jesus, which I don't know if there was. It sounds much more reasonable that he could have gone to India rather than being resurrected. Sure. The problem is, number one, that isn't the only option. And number two, that isn't any reason to then believe that you met his descendant. Like I said, I have met people claiming to also be the resurrected Jesus or the descendant of Jesus. We've had people like that call into this show. Does it make more sense to say that he died on a cross and was resurrected, or that somewhere down the line, one of his descendants made their way to New York and is now some homeless guy on this corner of New York screaming that he's Jesus? You know, that is also more reasonable than resurrection. That isn't a reason to believe it. So all you've given me here in this entire time is I met a guy who said some shit. That's the story. And like, that doesn't convince me. Also, you're calling it as an atheist. So why does it even matter? Jesus wasn't miraculous. If he existed, he was just some asshole. And now here's some asshole that's related to him. You don't have a reason to believe that this is true. It just doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, sorry. My thing is that he didn't die on the cross.
I don't think he existed in the first place, but even if he didn't, who cares?
Yeah, I suppose you've shot me down there.
You don't have a you don't have a reason to believe the thing you believe. I just need you to, like, that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, it's just the book and the research that my dad did.
Did you do research
very
on this
compelling.
dude?
Yes.
Okay, so
yes,
I asked you earlier, what was the best reason, the number one reason why you know this guy was who he said he was? I ask you again, what did this research turn up on this one random dude in India to tell you that he was, in fact, sincerely, genuinely, really related to Jesus?
Yeah, I don't have enough evidence to convince you, I can tell. But
do you have enough evidence to convince yourself? Because it doesn't sound like you do.
I do. It's a cross between the research that my dad did and the book that I read.
Which you haven't explained.
Which I was unable to explain.
Where was that research? You keep using the word research. Where's that published? I'd love to read the peer-reviewed articles.
Faber Kaiser. Jesus died in Kashmir.
Jesus died in Kashmir, and it was put in what? What is the name of the science the history journal?
Faber Kaiser. My dad didn't write any history journals about Jesus. My dad read them. I read them. We just read lots of.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you guys were doing research, but you didn't publish your research.
No,
I'd say I'm.
So it's on the same level of the research I did into areolas the other day. It's just up here.
Nice. I like that too.
If I tell you now, Rack,
and yet you're ruining racks for me.
Rack, if I tell you at this moment that I'm related to Abraham Lincoln, do you believe me?
Yep.
You do?
It's very possible. It's very possible. Yeah.
I didn't ask. I asked, did you believe me?
Do you believe that? Sorry. Do I believe that you are? Are you being sincere? Is that real? I don't know your family history at all.
If I tell you right now that I'm related to Abraham Lincoln, would you believe me?
Sure.
Okay, well then that's why the exact reasoning you're using at this moment is the exact reasoning that you're believing in this guy saying he's related to Jesus. You're just taking some asshole's word for it without caring or checking at all. And you say
How
that
are
you
you
read
an
a book.
atheist?
You say you you say
so
you
what
read
I
a
wanna
book and
say
you
is-
say your dad looked into some stuff, but at the end of the day, you're giving me like the kind of like earth in upheaval conspiracy theory bullshit of just like, here's this random guy we don't know existed, and here's this random situation that we don't know is true, and here's this other asshole I met one time who said he was related. So therefore, clearly this must be true. This is just gullibility, Rack. That's all that you're giving me right now. This isn't actually evidence. This isn't a reason to believe anything.
Rack, how
So
are
with
you an
that,
atheist? Considering that trust me, bro, seems to work for you, why are you not? How are you not convinced that God exists?
I never believed in God because I guess my mum asked me to go to find out about religions. My grandfather was an Anglican minister, and
so you don't believe the guy's the
after-
descendant of Jesus Christ. You believe he's the descendant of Jesus dude, right? Because you wouldn't believe in the concept of a Christ.
Jesus dude. Yeah, Jesus dude.
Interesting. All right. Well, good luck to you, Rack. I'm going to go and research other racks to make myself feel better. And yeah, go ahead,
Let me tell
Forrest.
you, Rack. I can tell you this story isn't true. I am the descendant of Jesus, and I know everybody in my family, and that guy's not in it. So now you have equal much evidence against what you're saying.
At least you don't believe in the mythical one, because I was going to be real interested to find out where this grandson's Y chromosome came from. All right, bye, Rack.
Bye.
Because Jesus Christ didn't have no dad. How's he passing genes down in the first place?
What even was that? He didn't have any genes. They wore like robes and shit back then. They didn't wear blue jeans, you lunatic.
How dare you make a eugenics joke? Cancel him. He's as bad as Sydney Sweeney.
Eugenics.
Hey, thanks for watching that clip. Did you know we saw what you were doing when you watched it?
You saw all of it. All of it. All of it.
So you're going to want to pay us hush money over at patreon.com/calltheline, where you can buy our silence and watch our patron exclusive podcast.